It's MK, and I am back with another 20 days of cut file fun. And today I am working on a build a cut file. That is the prompt for today. And so I picked out a couple things from 49 and Market, the Vintage Artistry, I think it's called Noel collection. I really do love the traditional reds and greens, in case you guys have not noticed that throughout this entire series. I also picked out a few stickers that I haven't played with the Simple Stories Jingle All the Way collection. One of them being these puffy stickers. I think they're from Thickers, but I'm not really sure about that. They are a good quality, I have to tell you, and they stick, so maybe they're not from Thickers. Anyways, I also have this very first attempt at a Merry Christmas wood veneer from my shop, but again, it didn't make it into my shop because it was my first try. I have these gold holly leaves from Stampin' Up. And then I also have this one frame, again, Simple Stories, the vintage Christmas one, Jingle All the Way. No, it's not vintage. This one's the Jingle All the Way one. It wasn't the vintage one. Oh, wait, maybe it was. I'm not sure. I threw the packaging away because I only have one left, and I'm so super stoked. I also have a single little photo of how much snow we got a couple years back. My daughter was trying to drive through the driveway, and her little beetle didn't make it. I have some yellow thread with gold intertwined in it, and I'm going to try to use the wood veneer deer and trees yet again, and then I included a few stars in this one as well. So I have some trees, little ones, big ones, they're all over the place. I think they're from the Spruced Up collection from Close to My Heart is where these wood veneer came from. And then these stars here. But they're all from Close to My Heart instead of, multiple manufacturers. And then the build a cut file that I decided to do was a tree that has a ton of ornaments. And there's a little swirly gig tree as well as a solid tree. And then the solid tree actually came with an outline as well. But I did not intend to use the outline. Now, I also went and created a whole bunch of bows. I wasn't sure how many I needed, but I wanted to make sure that there was at least one per ornament. And that's kind of why it was, intermixed within the ornaments. So I am going to use the solid tree and the little loopy tree as well for my Build-A-Tree. And then this is my piece that I'm going to use. It is the Vintage Artistry Noel paper by 49 and Market. That red is just gorgeous. But I'm going to use the collage paper on the other side. All right. So to get things going, I am also going to be using some Dylusions Black Marble and Mushy Peas, as well as some Antique Gold by Altenew. And this stuff here, I'm almost out. So I think I need to put that on my reorder list. I only reorder a few colors at a time, or not at a time, but I use certain colors more than I do others. So that will be on my reorder list. I'm going to go ahead and spray everything that needs to be sprayed in the gold first. So I always start with my lightest color first. And this Dylusion stuff is amazing. It's like ink in a bottle, you guys. It's not like a shimmer. So there's no alcohol to help it dry. And so yes, I am enjoying how much of that ink spreads around the tree, and when it dries it's like a mottled look, and I didn't have to do anything except spray. It was cool. So what I'm going to do with my little loopy bits is I'm going to make a garland out of them, and so with that garland I wanted to give it a little bit of a 3D look, so I'm going to take my twine and just loop it around. Now my first initial thought was to go ahead and loop it in different areas, and where it connects I'm going to be putting a bow there. However, the ornaments end up covering up most of the seams. I am so sorry, you guys. That's so rude of me. I don't know why I've been doing that lately. But I am going to be covering up most of the seams, and then I don't even realize where they are by the time that everything's done. So that plan doesn't end up following through. So, and this is what I was doing, is I was looking to see where to start this one. That way all the seams were not started in the exact same spot. That was what I was going for. I am cutting out my little loopies because I want to be able to place them strategically on my solid tree. And so I went ahead and used the stem of the loopy tree as just kind of like a placeholder as I was gluing my thread down, or my twine down. All right, so now I'm going to take a few minutes and back all of these teeny tiny little cut files. This was so fun. I do enjoy doing, these smaller little cut files because it's a quick project. It's not so intimidating as those larger cut files with multiple layers to them. As far as like, I need to color this pink and I need to color this blue and I need to color this, it's not one of those. This one here is a quick and easy. You either back it all, or you can pick to back, little bits and pieces of it. And so some of them I did multiple colors, and some of them I just did a solid color, so on and so forth. So yeah. I'm giving my bell a buffalo check ribbon, but then at the bottom of my bell, I went ahead and gave it, just a little red, like a border on it. And then for that ornament that I just stuck on top of the like weird green paper, I put red in the center of it. Now you can't really see it from this distance, but up close and personal you can see it. My pine cones, I did make those buffalo check as well, and they're kind of a little difficult to see too. So, but that's okay. And then I do have two different greens that I've got going on. I've got a neon really bright green, and then I have a kind of sort of pine green. So that way I could just have the variation of, whether or not, like, I kind of was going for this one's being hit by the light, but that one's not. And so it doesn't look as shiny and bright. That's what I was going for. But I'm just a dork like that. Let's just say that. So for that halftone ornament that I just glued onto the darker green cardstock, I gave it a solid red bow and then went ahead and cut out dark green. So my loopies, I wanted to put them right across where the tree zigzags. And when I left it on the stem, they didn't do that. They were off just a hair, which tells me that I ended up with two different trees, as opposed to it was the garland or a layer on top of this tree. So I went ahead and I just cut them up and did what I wanted to do. Now I am kind of just sort of decorating the tree and seeing where I want what, and making sure that I don't have like all the same ornaments, all the solid buffalo check ornaments in one spot and all the shiny green ones in one spot. And I also wanted to make sure that they were a little bit random rather than strategically placed. Every single one of them is at the zigzag of the tree and whatnot. So just wanted to make sure I mixed it up just a little bit more. Now what I'm doing is I'm taking my glue dots and putting them in the center of all these little bows that I have created. And when I first started, I was like, oh, I'll just do one at a time and see if I like it and blah, blah, blah. And then I kind of, picked up the pace and put all my bows down on the dots, and then went ahead and did all the bows all at once instead of trying to do the bows and the hollies and all that stuff. Once I am done with the bows, then I'll go back through and finish putting the holly leaves down. And what the holly leaves are going to do is they're going to help me fill the tree in, like fluff it up, type of thing, because I've got a lot of green showing on all of this. I've got a lot of green going on in the tree, and it doesn't look very balanced or very decorated. So I doubled up some of the hollies, and then I turned around and only did a single leaf every now and then. So with the addition, I should say, of the hollies, like I said, it helped me fill in the gaps. And I really do like that. And then I didn't end up using all of the bows, so I went ahead and I put them back in with the leftover holly leaves as well. And there is my Build-A-Tree. I absolutely love this tree, and it's going to be the main star of my entire layout. Now, this layout is my daughter's first winter in her car, and even though she did really good out on the roads, when it came to trying to pull in the driveway and you only have 3 inches of clearance and you've got, 6 feet of snow, yeah, you're not going to make it very far. And so she thought that, she would just plow the driveway with her little Volkswagen Beetle, and it didn't work. And instead of being the encouraging mom that I am, I laughed at her and took a picture. I'm such a horrible mom, you guys. But no, all fun and games. She pretty much just parked it where it was and said, I'll figure it out in the morning. And of course, Dad had to go out and, unstick her car. Which it wasn't, he said it wasn't stuck at all. We just had to take the snowblower and, blow the rest of the driveway out. It just was too much snow for the car to make it all the way through. It didn't have enough clearance. But, we always tease my daughter because she is barely 5 foot, and it's interesting because every time we get even, 4 inches of snow, we always say, be careful, Cora might get lost, because she's so short, and, she might sink and we'll never see her again. So we always just tease her, and it's not very nice of us to do so. But anyways, after I have figured out where I want what and what I want where, I decided that I wanted green wooden trees. And so I did the exact same thing. I took mushy peas, sprayed the trees, and I spray it a lot, you guys. I make sure that I have that good pool of ink on top, and then I kind of just rock the box back and forth, and then that way, as it soaks into the wood and starts drying, I get highs and lows or darks and lights of that same color. So that's kind of what I was going for, and up close and personal, I can really see it. You guys, we're having a lot of same change of subject. Woohoo! We're having a lot of work going on outside in our streets. Like, we are getting a fiber optic internet, and we are also getting a natural gas line put in. And with that comes the accidental nicking of a real live circuit. So my lighting, my electricity, and stuff like that. And so if my lighting keeps going in and out and back and forth, especially on the next video that, not today's video, but tomorrow's video, it definitely did that a lot. And then of course, I think I was recording when the circuit breaker went out. I can't remember that one or not. I will have to see about that. But yeah, it's just been one fun event after another, going on, and they were, after the first snowfall, they weren't supposed to be doing this anymore. They were supposed to be taking a break and coming back next year. But it's like they've been proceeding all winter long, and it's like, wow, okay, I'm done with you guys because you're really messing up, everything. I think I went without internet for 2 days, I want to say, because they nicked a line. And then, like I said, a couple hours without power. So it's been fun, you guys. Uber super fun. All right, to finish off the layout, I went ahead and glued all my trees down, added the stars to, again, the blank spaces in the tree. I love a fully decorated tree, just to let you guys know. Added the Merry Christmas, and I did cut up some chipboard to put behind it, so that way it sits on top of the frame instead of has that gap between the frame and the back of the wood veneer. And then I also just added a puffy heart and a couple puffy stars from that thicker collection by Simple Stories, and we're calling it good. I know that this is such a teeny tiny little photo for such a huge layout, But I definitely, wanted to document my daughter's first winter in her car, because that is definitely something that, kids don't really know what to expect when they're by themselves behind the wheel. It's easier when somebody's with them. So anyways, just wanted to document it and remember it, especially, when you could barely see her car out there. Be sure to check out everyone else that is playing along for today to help COAPA. Well, not really help, but, do 20 days of cut files. And it's been a blast. I am looking forward to the break, though, just to be honest with you guys. And I think more break of Christmas. I've never done so many Christmas layouts before. This is definitely a change for me. Also, be sure to check out the COAPA Cut File store. They are doing a 25% off for the full 20 days. And again, if you are in the United States, that ends on the 19th instead of the 20th, because they are, in the future. Ooh. All right. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I will check y'all later. Bye.